Hey everybody, it's Monday. Sorry, I can't figure out which way to look in my phone because I think I have my phone on backwards from what I usually do. So welcome to Facebook Live on Monday. I hope you're ready for some awesome stamping. I gotta get my stamping lips on. I think it's funny that I'm sort of singing this because I don't sing. Well, I mean, like alone in my car, but not otherwise. I do like to rock out, whenever possible. I was driving home from a weekend event that I participated in this weekend, and I might have rocked out in the car just a little bit, so that was fun. Anyway, welcome everybody. It's lovely. Oh, I keep looking at the wrong spot. I know I'm like looking over here, but I should be looking over here. I keep looking at the wrong spot because I think I have my phone on backwards from what I normally do. So hello everyone. It's lovely to see you. I see all kinds of beautiful faces popping up on here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I do have some fabulous projects to share with you today. And I've got some stamps to give away. Let's see. I don't think I have anything. I might have a card that came, but I think I might have left it upstairs in the kitchen. So I'll have to share that next week. But welcome everybody. I think like hands, fingers, and all kinds of stuff crossed. I think I figured out my Facebook problem. I believe after many Google searches, it appears as though I had I was in too many groups. So Facebook limits how many groups you can be a part of, and that magical number is 200. And yes, I was in more than 200 groups. Now, a bunch of groups, of course, are my own groups that I have, but I also, back in the day, you could be put into groups without your knowledge or authorization, really. And so I had been put into a whole bunch of groups that I didn't even know I was in. So I started deleting groups, and I bet I deleted 60, 70, 80 groups. I don't know how many. I mean, a lot. And now I've been out of Facebook jail, knock on laminate wood, for more than 36 hours, which is the longest I've gone in probably a month. So I'm hoping that my stint in jail is finally done because it was very painful. I can't even describe the level of frustration that I'd had with this. And so I really am hoping that everything will be fine. I think I showed you last time, one of my friends, Bryn, had sent me a Facebook inmate t-shirt, repeat offenders. So I thought that was kind of funny. But I'm really hoping that it's done. Now, I did not post reminders because the very first time I got put in jail was for going against their community standards, which is spamming. And in that case, I was posting the same reminders I've been posting for years, but Facebook changed their algorithms, and so they don't want you posting reminders like the way I had been doing, because it looks like spam to their algorithms. So long story short, I probably won't post as many reminders in all of my groups, even though they're all my groups. And you guys want that information from me. Facebook doesn't know that. So I probably won't be posting quite as many reminders. I didn't post any today because I was so worried that I'd get put back in Facebook jail. I'm still kind of on the edge. And my husband I didn't know how I would do my live otherwise. So I wanted to make sure I could get through this live today. So I'm hoping I'm in, like I said, I'm in the clear, but I'm just being so careful. Oh, Diana, I know I was there when Kelly got put in jail last. We were together this weekend, and let's just say there were some 4-letter words exchanged as we were trying to figure it out. So Yeah, it's really, really frustrating. They need to inform you as to their new rules. Yeah, I would say so, but they've got a gazillion people, so they don't care. It is incredibly frustrating. I did use words like fascism. It was like being on the no-fly list. Those kinds of things. That's sort of how it works. But so, can someone else post announcements? Well, Ginger, I would love to do that, but it's not very, well, first of all, I don't want to put someone else at risk of being put in jail, because that would be kind of horrible. So it will just, you guys know that I'm live on Mondays at 3, I think. So we'll just see what happens. I'll try and put a 15-minute reminder if I can, but it is what it is. So we'll see. All right. Now, like I said, I've got some gifts to give away, and I've got some fabulous cards to share with you. Did I ever do a video of Carl's birthday cards? You know what, Barb? They're sitting right here in the corner. No, I haven't. I don't have a good reason. It just has never worked out time-wise. Well, do you know what it's like to have a 13-year-old in the house? That's kind of why, but I just haven't. I hope to. I should. I would like to, but it hasn't. It's hard to squeeze in my 60-hour work week to 80-hour work week. So I just haven't. Yeah, sorry. It's still on my radar, but it just hasn't happened. Okay, I'm trying to find something so I can clean a stamp off before I flip my camera around. Okay, here we go. This is exactly what I was looking for. I have, we're gonna make a card with a stamp set here that I have mounted on my Stamparatus, but I'm changing my mind with the colors that I'm gonna use. So I'm sitting here trying to clean the stamp off so that when I go to use it, it won't be bad. Do you hear? Can you hear that? Yeah, let him do one. I don't know if the internet is ready for that, and I don't know if that would put me back in Facebook jail, so that's a little, I don't know how I feel about that, to be completely honest. That sounds a little scary to me. Giving him free reign over my Facebook channel or Facebook page, I just don't know. All right, guys. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. Like I said, I was in kind of a suburb of Chicago, I guess. That might be a little generous for what that was, but I was in Illinois, and I was actually asked to speak at an event this weekend with a bunch of lovely demonstrators. It was a demonstrator event, and it was wonderful. I'm so enjoying I so enjoyed spending time with some demonstrators. It was just what I needed after all of the craziness that's been going on here with this Facebook business. I really was excited to spend some time with people who just understood me. So I loved having that experience. We had a wonderful time. There were some great speakers. I learned a lot. I loved meeting other demonstrators. It was really great to get away. We got to do stamping and all kinds of goodness. So anyway, I hope that I know some of you might be on here who are there, and I hope that you guys had a good time too. I was honored to be asked to be a part of the event, so it really was fun. And like I said, it was just so wonderful to get away. And the best part was I didn't miss any of my kids' cross-country meets. I'm gonna miss one this weekend, so I'm not super excited about that, because I have my big team quarterly event that is coming up back in Waterloo this weekend, and I'm very excited about that. We have a bigger weekend event once a quarter for my team, and we're going to make 16 cards, and actually my assistants are coming and we've got some big shotting to do. So I'm excited about that, but it's going to be a great weekend. And I also, what else do I have coming up? Oh, I've got my September Facebook class starts this week. So if you haven't gotten in on my Facebook classes, I highly recommend them. They are so much fun. They are $25 for a month, and that includes, I would say, 27 tutorials at minimum. There's pretty much always more than that. And I give you lots of tips and tricks on how to make cards faster, how to improve on your card layout design, and tips and tricks along the way for making cards easier and like I said, faster. So it's really a fun class. It's my favorite class, actually, that I do. It's right here on Facebook. It's not on this page. It's in a special group. There's a new group each month. But lots of you are in it, and I would love to have you be a part of it. I had a lot of people ask me if I will continue to do it for another year, because we just finished our first full year, and of course I will. Like I said, it is my favorite class. I love it. I get more stamping done for this class than anything else that I do, so that makes it great. And also, I have posted 2 videos on my YouTube channel, one on Friday and one on Sunday. On Friday, I had a Friday Quickies with no line watercoloring, and it was, I think, a gorgeous card. And then I also did a Simple to Stunning Sundays card, or 3 cards really, so that was pretty awesome. And both of those you can check out on my blog, and the address is at the top of this, or actually it's at the, I don't know, it's in the description of this video. You can see it whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook. So it really, both of those were pretty cool projects, if I can just say. And they are both fall projects, but definitely could be other things too if you wanted. So anyway, and let's see. And if you are in my holiday kickoff event, if you haven't joined, you still have time and you can get in on all of the awesome stuff that's going on. I still have a bunch of prizes to award, so we're not done yet. My Facebook situation is kind of forcing me to continue working on that event a little longer than I'd planned, but I mean, it just means we're spreading out the funds, so that's good. And we are going to have another Facebook Live yet. I don't know about the date, because actually today both my kids' cross-country schedules got changed. So I just need to have a second to sit down and figure out when I can do it, but it most likely will be this week. It might be pushed till Sunday, to be honest, because I kind of have a busy week with this big event that I've got going on and my kids' schedule. So there will be more though. So if you're on there, there's plenty yet to come. If you haven't joined, there's still time to get in on it. We haven't finished with the prizes. I have a gift for everybody that's going to go out probably yet. Well, actually, I gotta see when it's coming. My box of goodies from Stampin' Up is coming. But like I said, lots more to come on that. So it is not too late to get in on it. You can watch the first 2 lives. There were probably 10 projects that we've already done. I also have a gallery of quite a few more projects that I posted in there. And then I noticed there were a couple of requests that I haven't quite hit yet, including some new ones. So that one leaf card people were asking about, that I think I'm gonna demonstrate that for you, or a version of that. So anyway, and we did a super cute fun fold sort of a fun fold. It was more of a card mechanism, so that was kind of fun last week. Anyway, so I think that's all for the announcements. Actually, I gotta get going because yes, Deborah, you can still use that code. It's still good. And then there was another question here. Someone asked, can you subscribe for a year again or monthly? And yes, Kat, I will talk about that in our live. You're still good for this month, so don't worry about that yet. But I will be talking about subscribing for another year, so don't worry, that's coming. How do you sign up? So Marcia, there are, are you talking, which, actually it depends on what you're talking about. I have my Facebook class sign up link in the description of this video. I don't have the holiday kickoff, but I can add that when I'm done. So if that's what you're talking about, we'll get you there. So don't worry. Holly, so many stars. Guess what? We're making a so many stars card today, right now. So it's coming. All right. So let's get started. First of all, like I said, I've got some prizes to give away. So I think I'm going to flip my camera, even though my work surface is not totally clean, but when is it ever? I do training with my business coach. We started a special training session this morning, and one of the people on the training call, because it's a video call, she was sitting at her pristine desk that was just completely clear, and I thought, wow, how would you ever have been able to work under those conditions? I can't. I work in chaos really well. I'm not going to lie. So anyway, okay, I'm going to flip the camera. So close your eyes for just a moment here while I adjust and get everything set up. We're looking good. Okay, so I've got 2 stamp sets to give away today. This is such a cute set. It's called Christmas Crowd, and I love it. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Do you remember a few years ago we had a set called Part of the Herd, or something about a herd, and it had a llama and a chicken and a pig, and it just had a bunch of animals here. It was so dang cute. That's what this set kind of reminds me of, except with Santa and elves and penguins and reindeer and bears and woodland creatures. Oh my. Anyway, I love this card, or this stamp set. We'll definitely make a card with it at some point, but yes, from the herd. Thank you, Nikki. We'll definitely make a card with the stamp set coming up, but I just thought I would share this with a couple of lucky winners today. So my first winner is Catherine Harrobin. So congratulations to you, Catherine. Now remember, if you would like your prize, you need to simply claim it by emailing me within 2 weeks. So you have till the end of the month to claim your prize. So congratulations. Also, I have another winner, Leah Patton. So congratulations to you, Leah. So both of you ladies will receive this stamp set once you email me at this email address to claim your prize. And you have to give me your mailing address so I can send it to you. So that's actually what you're doing. So congratulations to both of you ladies. And to get entered in next week's drawing, all you have to do is share the video or order from my online store, and I will put your name into a drawing as well. So congratulations to these two. All right. I do have, like I said, some really, I think, awesome projects for today. I mean, I know I'm a little biased, but for real, they're awesome. All right, I'm going to start with, I'll start with this one. I'm going to start with the Gather Together stamp set. I really like this stamp set. It's so pretty. And I wanted to make a really cool card with this big leaf. I love leaves. Now, you could do this card in any color combination. So I know I've got some people who are watching from the South Pacific. So they are actually in spring or about to be in spring and heading into summer, and we're heading into fall. So our color palettes are a little bit mismatched at this point, but you could take the leaf that I'm going to color and do any color combination that you want. I'm going to do fall leaf colors just because it is in fact fall. But I do really like this bundle. I've got a fantastic online class featuring this stamp set this month, and the projects are amazing. They really are. And you can actually, I've got the link in, I was all prepared. I've got all my links here in the description of this video, but you can, order an online version or a pre-cut cardstock version. Now, the pre-cut cardstock version does not have the printed paper in it. You do need the suite of products to complete your cards, but there are a gabillion pieces in that pre-cut cardstock pack. But it's going to make 8 cards plus a boxed set of 4 additional cards, and they're really beautiful. So it is definitely a don't miss out. It's going to come out later this month, so make sure you get in on that and get registered so that I can get that cardstock pack made for you. Now, oops, this is not the color I want. I'm going to take and do kind of a no-line coloring technique on this one. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Kidding. I'm going to, well, you'll see. So I'm going to stamp my leaf in yellow. Okay, this is crushed curry. Okay, so there's my leaf. And what I really actually want to do is change that. Kidding. Start that one more time. I wanted to do it in stamped off crushed curry. It's sort of a no-line thing, but not totally. Now you can see the difference is this is just a lot lighter. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is get out an aqua painter and add some beautiful colors. Oh, look at this, you guys. This is one of my brand new aqua painters. It's like a virgin. It's so pretty. I love it. I've got some aqua painters that I've had since aqua painters came out, and that has been at least 15, maybe more years ago, maybe 18. I'm not even sure, but it's been a while. So I've got some really old ones, and I did just invest in a couple of new ones. And it's really nice having some new aqua painters because the old ones are getting pretty crummy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with this is I've got water in my aqua painter, and I'm going to add some color to this. So you maybe remember I did a technique a while back called faux watercolor, and I probably should revisit that because I haven't done any faux watercoloring in a while. And this is going to be kind of a version of that, where I'm adding some water to this. You can see I'm just kind of going over, and you can see we're losing all of the detail in this leaf, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And actually, we could even add it back if we wanted to. But I'm just coloring this in so that it's wet. And what that does is it's going to allow me to add in some color, and it will stay and blend really nicely because the image itself is wet. Okay, so I've kind of got that smeared up all nice. I mean, and that looks good too as it is. We could even leave it at that. So I'm going to pull in a new color. So I've got Old Olive. And I say this is no-line watercoloring in a way. It's kind of a cross between, it's like faux no-line watercoloring, I guess. Maybe that's what I should call it. All right, so I'm going to add in some color. So you can see I've added some Old Olive to this. And I'm looking to make this color kind of mix. And I'm probably going to come back in and add some of my crushed curry. So you can see that color is kind of blended in. And that is just what I wanted that color to do. Okay, and then I'm going to add, so, you know, everybody's having some problems with comments, and I don't honestly know what the problem is with that. If someone can help out, that would be great. I don't know why you can't see your comments. I see mine fine. I know if you swipe left, that might bring them back in if you're having trouble. Someone asked if this is watercolor paper, and yes, it is. And this is definitely only going to work with watercolor paper. Okay, I'm going to pull in some Cajun Craze next, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of it and add some of that over here. I'm going to be careful because I don't want to mix it too much with my Old Olive, because then what we'll end up with is ugly. And by ugly, I just mean like it gets muddy and the color's not pretty. Okay. Then I'm going to take and add some well, actually, I'm going to add some Mary Merlot because that's going to be really pretty. Okay. Facebook is just being mean lately. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so now I'm going to add up here some Mary Merlot. And have you ever seen a leaf that's kind of in the process of changing? That's sort of what I'm going for here. And now you can see right down here, we're getting some mud. I don't like the look of that, so I'm going to I've got a clean brush and I'm picking up that color and getting rid of it. And then I'm going to replace it with some cleaner color right here. And that got rid of my mud. But I don't want to mix these colors too much. I just kind of want to let them blend on their own just a little bit, not too much though. And then I'm going to squeeze my crushed curry pad a little bit. Swiping left is only when horizontal. Yeah. I don't know, you guys. I'm not sure what the deal is. I'll have to look into that, but unfortunately I can't do much now while I'm live. All right, so I'm just adding in a little bit more crushed curry to this, and look at how pretty that is. So I just kind of have a blended leaf. Now, remember when we started this, we had some detail in here, but we kind of lost that detail with the blending. So if you want, you can, well, actually, we're going to heat this to dry it. And you know what? I wanted to add just a little bit more curry over here. And then I will heat it. We'll see what that does. And I do like to get right up to that very edge because then it just makes the image look a little better. Okay. Now, if I was smart, I would have done this on my Stamparatus. But since I wasn't smart, I'm going to see what I can do about getting this stamped back on here. I kind of have a gift for this, so hold on. Yeah, it didn't work very well. And I might have just ruined it, but oh well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm using that to help me draw in some of these lines with the colors we've got down here. Okay. So this is kind of why it's faux no line watercoloring. And I'm sorry I didn't plan this out a little better, because if I would have done it on my Stamparatus, and then that would have made this so much easier. But you want it to be dry when you're adding these lines in so that they don't feather too much. And you'll see this is feathering for me a bit. You also, when you do this, you want to make sure you don't have water kind of flowing through your aqua painter too much, because then that'll kind of remove some of that detail. And I'm not doing a really great job of this. Okay, but then I'm just picking up the colors that are blended, you know, so it's we're getting there. And then I'm going to kind of use my there. That's not so bad. It's not exactly the way I wanted. I did stamp over it in crushed curry, but it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted. Okay, so I'm gonna run and die cut this behind me really quick. So just give me a second while I run this through, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I really don't like how this looked so much. So I might try this again, but I'm going to wiggle each of these leaves to give this some dimension. Okay, and then I'm going to close these up. And then we're going to create a card for this. And I've got that part ready. And then we're going to do the same card in a little different configuration. Once again. Okay, so you'll see where I'm going with this. And I'm pretty sure we're all going to like my second card better, but that's okay. All right. So I've got a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 very vanilla. And I'm going to adhere this to my card. And then I've also got a 5 1/2 by 2, I believe this is 2-inch, very vanilla that I've embossed with this new embossing folder. And I don't even remember what it's called. It goes with the Halloween suite. Okay. But I've got that on here. And then I'm actually going to add we've got this, is this going to look, no, I don't, they got rid of our copper metallic thread, and I'm not very happy because that's, copper and gold were the ones that I used the most, and then they kept the silver and pink. And those were the ones I didn't use as much. Well, the pink hardly at all, so oh well. But instead, what I'm going to use is some of our Cajun Craze twine. That's part of the little suite of products that coordinate with the stamp set. So I'm just going to roll up a few lengths of this. And I'm going to tack it down underneath here with my snail. And I'm just kind of trying to mess up these little rings a little bit so that they're kind of cute and messy. And then there we go. We're going to put our leaf right on top of that. And I'm going to put this down with a couple of dimensionals. You can see I'm sort of going over those thread lines because that's just going to kind of keep everything in place. So that looks great. Then I'm going to take and stamp a sentiment. I am actually going to go from outside of the stamp set. Now, what did I do with those two? I pulled two words. Here they are. Pulled two sentiments from the stamp set. Let me see which set it's called. I can never remember. It's Here's a Card. Oh my gosh. We're going to use this on a few projects today. So here's a card. I've got You Made My Day, and I'll stamp that in some Cajun Craze on here. And I'm just making sure that I'm stamping it right side up. Okay, so there we go. There's our card. Pretty simple. Now we're going to do this card again in a completely different version, or I should say we're doing the same exact layout, but we're going to change up the stamps a little bit. And this is part of what I teach you in my Facebook Live classes, is how to take layouts and then change them up and do different things with them. Okay, so for this next card, we're going to use the stamp set Painted Harvest. Oh my gosh, that's a fan favorite. You probably remember this set was really big a couple years ago when it came out, and I love it. It's time to get this baby out again. So I've set up my stamps on my Stamparatus here. I've got the two pieces, and I've kind of got them lined up. I'm going to stamp them in sort of a different color combo. I'm going to use some Pretty Peacock. So I've got some Pretty Peacock ink here, and we're going to just pull in a little scrap piece so I can stamp off that first layer of ink on my stamped image so it's a little bit lighter. Okay, and there we go. And then I'm going to take my second image, and I'm actually going to reposition this on here just to make sure I get it in the right spot, because actually I don't know if I had it quite right before, and I think this might be a little closer to it. We'll see. If not, I'll flip it over and we'll try again. That's the beauty of the Stamparatus. Okay, so here is the second one. Now this time I'm just going to stamp it full strength. And let's see how that lined up. That's not right either. Dang it! But that's okay, because we have a Stamparatus, so it's easy to fix. So, take our cardstock here. I'm just going to flip it so we have another space to work on. I'll ink this up. So far my live is really not going that well. Let's see if we can improve. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm stamping off the first layer of ink, and then we'll stamp that down. Oh, goodness. Should probably clean this so that I don't make a mess. That's a novel concept, isn't it? Since making a mess is kind of my thing. So I took and cut a Stampin' Chamois in half so that I could use it easier to clean off things on my Stamparatus, and I really like that. Okay, so now let's put this back on here. And it's been a little while since I've had to line this baby up, so I forgot all my tips and tricks, which I know I actually have quite a few of. I gotta watch my own videos again to see how I lined this baby up. But I think this might be it. We'll see. We'll know here pretty quick, won't we? Oh, that's better. I'm feeling good about that one. Okay, so you didn't think there was a right or wrong way to line these up? Yes, there actually is, for sure. And no, they do not have tabs that help them line up. When this set came out, that was actually a huge problem, is that it was really hard to line the set up. And so people struggled. Shoot, now which one did I say was right? This one, right? Oh boy. Okay, so there is definitely a right or wrong way on this one. All right, now we're also going to do the leaves. Now on the leaves, I'm going to simply stamp them. I'm not going to line them up with my Stamparatus because it's pretty simple. I'm going to use Old Olive ink to do this. And I'll stamp off that first one. Likewise over here. And this was kind of our first, I think this was really kind of one of our first distinctive sets, although I don't know that we even called it that yet. And maybe that's because we didn't have a patent going on it at the time. I can't remember. But it's really a beautiful stamp set with lots of details. Okay, now for the center color, I'm going to use Soft Suede. Well, actually, I'm going to use Early Espresso. I really have been kind of going between the two colors on here. I can't decide. The struggle is real. Okay, but I'll just add this in, and that's the other thing. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You can stamp it a couple times if you need to. All right, so I'm going, these punch out with a punch, but for this, you got to fussy cut it. And it's not so bad. It just takes a little time. I do have an online class for this, which is awesome. And it gives you tips on how to line it up perfectly. I need to, I think I used to have it marked with a Sharpie marker, but I think what's happened over time is that the Sharpie markings have come off of my stamp set. So I'll have to go back in and look at that. I had pulled the stamp set out right before I went live because, so much activity happens in those last few minutes before I come on. And both of these first two cards, can you tell, were sort of last minute additions. All right. Now, having said that, I know you don't have to stamp this exactly perfectly and it will still be beautiful. But when you do, you just kind of can see that it's got a little something to it that's kind of cool. So, all right, we're almost around. And whenever I cut anything out, you can see I'm holding my scissors steady in one place, and it's actually the paper that's moving around. And that is how I get quick and good looking cuts. I also leave just a little border, and then it looks good. The class is still available, Jackie. It's possible that my link doesn't work anymore because they expire after a certain amount of time, and I bet that's one that is up for being expired. So if it's not, just email me and I can get you the class. So that's no big deal. Okay, so that looks pretty, doesn't it? Oh, and I love the different color. I think the colors on there are really cool. All right, now I'm going to take my leaf punch because the leaf punch was designed for this stamp, and we'll punch these leaves out. And don't they look beautiful with that gorgeous detail on them? I love that. So I used Old Olive. You could use Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, whichever. And then we're going to put our card together much in the same way. Donna, you say you have a problem leaving a border. Like you forget, or you're not good at it, or you don't like to. Tell me more, and let's see if we can solve your border problem. Okay. Oh, somebody's going. Oh, bye, Debbie. I miss you. Okay. Now, on here, I'm also going to take and wiggle my flower to just give it a little bit more in detail or dimension. And then I'm also going to do the same with my leaves because I don't like having anything flat. I think that looks funny, to be honest. Okay, so let's put our card together. I've got, like I said, the same layout as the last one, but we're just going to change this one up a bit. Now, on this one, I could use my silver metallic thread because that would actually look pretty good on here. I didn't quite fold my card in half, though. I've got my beautiful embossed piece. Does anybody know what this folder is called? I literally can't think of it at the moment. I could look it up, but put that on here. All right, and then, then look at that. Oh, so pretty. Trying to decide how I want these leaves on here. Ooh, like that. That is how I want them. Okay, so we'll put a couple of, let's put some, either metallic thread, or what about a little of our linen ribbon? Because that's pretty stuff too. I can't decide if I like that or not, or if that's just too much. I'm thinking I don't like it. Let's go with, you know what we could do? That might be kind of cool. What about some burlap ribbon? Just put like a length of it. There. I'm digging that. Okay. So let's see. We'll grab our snail and put that down. Then we're going to add dimensionals right over this ribbon, and then we'll tuck those leaves in. Okay. We'll even out that. Then I'll just put my leaves on a couple of glue dots. Yeah, I like the burlap better myself as well. I think it's a little more in keeping with the tone of the card. Because we wouldn't want to upset the card, now would we? Ooh, and maybe I'll go down here like that. So pretty. Oh, I do like this. All right, now to finish up some extra fun goodies on here, I'm going to do a couple of things. First of all, I got myself a early espresso marker, and I'm going to spritz on it a little, as you can see. So pretty. I'm also going to take, and we've got some of these holiday rhinestone jewels, and I don't know, but I kind of feel like this is the pretty peacock color of those jewels, so we could put some of these on here. And for that, I'm going to grab my take your pick tool and just put a couple of these on here. I could even use the green, and then maybe oh my, there we go. So I've got a few rhinestones that I'm going to add. And I'll do a little green one, like so. Oh, isn't that pretty? We do need to have this. What stamp set is this one? The stamp set is the, oops, that doesn't go there. The Painted Harvest stamp set, which is one of my favorite all-time stamp sets. It's just so gorgeous. And it coordinates with the leaf punch that I used to punch those leaves right there. Okay, now for this one, I'm going to add a sentiment as well in my Early Espresso ink, and it is from that same Here's a Card stamp set. And I will stamp that in Early Espresso, even though I just put it away. Okay, so there's my thanks. Oh, so pretty. But wait, there's more. I don't think it would be a card if we didn't do a little spritzing of some Clear Wink of Stella on here. And this is just me smacking this against here, and then look at the shimmer that ends up on the card. Oh, I love this one so much better. You know what? I think we need a little Stella on this one as well. And maybe what this one needs is some spritzing, to be honest. So I love spritzing with things. Now here's the $1 million question, is what color do we do? I've got some Cajun Craze. There we go. So that helped. I like it. So here are my two cards, one layout. Isn't that pretty? So I'm still not thrilled about the way that turned out, but it's not too bad. I really like this one though. So there we go. 2 cards. We've got more in store though. So let's move on to our next card. Now this one. So don't forget, there's an online class coming for this in, I like 2 weeks, week and a half. Not quite 2 weeks. Sometime soon. That's the official day. Okay, now let's move on to my next project and shameless plug for another online class, and that is going to feature the Harvest Hellos. Now, I have to tell you guys, this is kind of funny. I did not like the stamp set, like, at all when it first came out. I thought it was stupid. I really did. And just like you, how many of you, raise your hand, have you seen a stamp set that you didn't like, but then you saw some samples and your whole world was turned upside down, and then you had to have the stamp set that you thought was awful at the beginning? Anybody? Does anyone relate to this? Well, I had that same problem. I did not like the stamp set. I thought it just wasn't that versatile, I guess. And so I participated in a few swaps and got some amazing cards, and then totally changed my tune. And now this is actually one of my more favorite cards. So I just was really surprised. What do you do with the half apple? Well, like, you can have an apple and then a slice sitting next to it for sure. So like, you stamp the apple and then you stamp the half apple. You can still punch it with the punch, obviously just the half, and then lay it right here next to it. That's what I would do with it. But anyway, so here, this stamp set is my Creativity to Go kit. And you know, I really only ever do my very favorites for my Creativity to Go kits, because a lot of work goes into that class. And so I really wanted to use a set that I loved. And like I said, I've got some great cards. They're fall cards, but definitely with the opening of using them for any season. So anyway, having said all of that, we're going to make another card. Now you're going to laugh because this card is a little bit like the cards we've just made. Okay, it is going to have a similar layout, a little different, but a similar layout. So I'm going to start with a Mossy Meadow card base, and I'm going to just fold that in half. And I actually have to grab, hold on. I needed a scrap of Mossy Meadow cardstock for my leaves, but, okay. Oh my gosh, but I just have to read this comment. You thought this looked like a stamp set for babies. Well, apparently you're a baby. No, it's not for babies. I think that it's just a little different. I don't know. I really like it. So let me show you. The card we're making is not for babies, and I think you will agree when you see it. All right, so I've got my half sheet of cardstock. Now I also have a 3 3/4 by 5 Very Vanilla, and then a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 Early Espresso card. So we're going to take and adhere those together and then put them on our card base. And then I've also embossed a panel. Now on the last card I did the same panel, or I did Very Vanilla and put it over. This time I'm going to go like this and put this, and you know what, at first I had it going all the way and I don't think I like that. So I'm gonna trim it down to 3 3/4 real quick, since I already glued that. But this is the tin tile embossing folder, so I like that. I'm just going to adhere this, and I embossed that onto some crumb cake cardstock. So while this looks a little different, it's basically the same layout as the card we would have done before. So I really like that. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scrap. This is from the Prince stack of our in color printed paper. And now I'm going to stamp that with the pumpkin in some Early Espresso ink. Okay. And I just stamped that right on my cardstock. Now that's a little wet, so I'm going to give it a chance to dry. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to stamp Oh, here's my leaf. I'm going to stamp my leaf in some mossy, well, I'm going to leave that open for a second, in some Mossy Meadow ink on my Mossy Meadow scrap. That's why I need that scrap before. So I'm slowly realizing that fall is here, although it's super warm. It's been like 85. It was 70 on Friday, and I was just loving it. Like 70 and blustery. Then it got warm again. Darn it all. I love fall weather. I love getting cozy. I love spending the day curled up on the couch watching TV. I haven't had that in forever. I was kind of hoping that I could do that yesterday, but I was so hot. But my husband took me out on a date last night, which was really nice. So that was wonderful. Okay, so I'm just cutting these out, and I'm just leaving a little border. So I can't remember who said they had trouble with the border. Just what I like about the border is that if you don't cut everything perfect, it kind of hides that. Because if you cut on the line and you don't cut exactly on the right line, then it's easy to see when you mess up. But if there's a border around everything, it's harder for your eye to spot what the mistake is. So I didn't do this perfectly, but it looks pretty good. So I like that. Okay. Ooh, there's some pumpkin spice lovers out there, isn't there? I knew it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, besides bump my camera, is I'm trying to, and just so you know, I am bumping my camera with my boobs. You're welcome. Okay. Oh, Tracy, you are on your first day in your new job. Does that mean you're not working at home anymore? Did you have to get dressed today? All right, so I punched out my pumpkin. I'm also going to take, and oh, darn it all, I should have grabbed this before. Hold on. I need a scrap of early espresso to punch out my stem. Okay. And then I've got my 2 leaves. So I also am going to punch one more thing. And I'm going to cheat and use my 2.5-inch circle punch. This is a punch that is actually retired, but I still use it from time to time. When do I have time to sit on a couch with all I do? Well, never. Honestly, never. Ooh, by the way, guess what? I just happened to catch on my desk. Here's a sample with the half slice. There you go. So whoever asked about the half slice, here is a card that I received in a swap that I just happen to have sitting on my desk right now. So there you go. Okay, so I've got a 2.5-inch circle punch. Now, if you don't have this punch, because like I said, it's been discontinued for a little while, but you can find a very similar size in the layering circles framelits, so that will work in its place. Now, I'm going to position this on here, but I'm not going to quite stamp it yet because I want to add some of these little curly cues that are part of the stamp set right here on here. I'm going to do that in crumb cake. And, you know, pumpkins have that little swirly thing coming off of them. You know, whatever this thing is called. So I'm just going to do a couple on there. Ooh, that got into my card. I didn't quite mean it for that to happen, but there we go. So that looks good. All right, then I will take a glue dot and add my pumpkin handle. Isn't that what we call them? I don't know. So there's my pumpkin handle. Ooh, you could do this side too. That would be pretty. Either one. I was kind of impartial to the writing. I liked that. So there we go. And then I'm going to take and add a little leaf right up here with the handle. And I mean, honestly, we should wiggle that so there's some dimension to it. Oh, much better. We'll do the same to this. Okay. The color of DSP is terracotta tile, so it's in the new in colors. You could go with pumpkin pie, but it would be, you know, orangier, which, and not that that's a bad thing. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to layer this with some glue on here, like so. And then to finish it off, I'm going to add a little bit of linen thread with a bow. So I'm just going to tie a little bow here, and then we'll glue dot that onto our pumpkin. Okay, this is like a really thin linen thread. All right, so to do that, I'm just going to roll up my glue dot into a little log, and then that log I'll put on the back side of my linen thread, and then that will stick it down right over the top and hide everything else. And then, now look at this. This is a grown-ups card, right? And then I'm going to add my sentiment, which is kind of sweet. It says, "Hey there, pumpkin." So I think this would be such a fun card to send to a friend during the fall. And isn't that cute? I love this card. So this is, again, this bundle is going to be my Creativity to Go kit. The link's already up here if you want to join in on the fun of that. And it is going to be a great class. A lot of variety in the cards, so I think you're really going to be pleasantly surprised with what you can do with this bundle. It's not a baby set, as someone said earlier. And I know what you mean, Lisa. It's just kind of, I don't know what the right words are, because I don't know that baby is the right one, but kind of cartoony, kitty, whatever. This set is for adults too, but could be for anybody. I think it's because of the jack-o'-lantern face on there. All right, so next up, we're going to, let's see, what's next? Oh, we're going to do a card with the So Many Stars bundle. So I've had some requests for this stamp set, the bundle, I should say, as well as, so the bundle has all of these amazing die cuts in it, and then it's a big set. It's got 2 pieces of photopolymer in there. So lots and lots of pieces in this bundle. And, and Kathy, okay, so you guys think this is really funny. So Kathy is on here, and she's in my holiday catalog kickoff, and I drew her name for this bundle. And before I had done that, she had commented that when I get this bundle, I should definitely share projects, or when she wins this bundle, I should definitely, share projects with it. And then the funny thing is I remember her saying that, but when I drew her name, I didn't connect that. And then I realized later when she emailed me that she had joked about me drawing her name for that, and I actually did, so that was kind of funny. Anyway, so this bundle is really pretty, and I wanted to make a non-Christmas card with it, because I really think that this is one of those bundles that is so great well beyond Christmas. So I took a half a sheet of Rich Razzleberry cardstock, and I folded it in half first, because you can see this star is going to go right up to the edge. And what I love about this is that this is one of those double stitched images, so it die cuts the shape out, and then it leaves the stitching behind on the negative. So here's the stitching left behind, and then here is the star that I die cut. So they're stitching on both sides, which makes it fun. And then you can see it just fits in there. So this is the largest star. You could do this with a smaller star, but I'll show you why I picked the largest star here in just a second. So I really like this. I think it's very pretty, and I like the colors. I love fall for crumb cake. You're going to see me use a ton of crumb cake in the next couple months, so just bear with me, but it's all good. I think I've used it on all of the cards I've made so far today. And frankly, I've got another card that's going to have crumb cake on it, but the last one doesn't. So anyway, so I've got a piece of 4x5 1/4 crumb cake that's going to go on the inside of my card. But what I want to do with this is take and pop it up onto my card. I'm going to do that using some mini dimensionals, and guess who found her black dimensionals? That's right, I did. So I'm going to use my black dimensionals on here, and the reason is because I think it'll look a little nicer with the black dimensionals so that it's not like this peak of white coming out on our card, because our card is featuring dark cardstock. So here is a time for some black dimensionals. And oops. Then what I'm going to do is pop this up on here like so. So it's kind of centered. So I sort of get a double star kind of thing going on here. And then I'm going to open this up, and it still looks pretty nice from the inside too, which is good. I'm going to add my layer of crumb cake, but I'm going to take and stamp a couple of the stars that come in this stamp set. So I'm going to use both crumb cake and rich raspberry for this. And let's see, here's one, here's the other. I'm going to do kind of the more solid one in crumb cake, and then the more detailed one in rich raspberry. So that's going to go on the inside, and then you can see all of that is covered up by my card. So that's perfect. All right, so I'm just going to adhere that to the inside of my card. If I can. There we go. Goodness, the struggle is real. All right, now I'm also going to take and grab, ooh, what did I do with the package? We've got these copper elements. I can't even think of what they're called. Do I still have my packet? My package has got to be around here somewhere. But these are really, oh, here we go. They are called brightly gleaming foil elements. So they come in a package. There's like 5 sheets of these or something like that, and you get ornaments and some pine bowie things, some small stars, and some big stars. Okay. Oh, and actually I have a small star for the inside of my card too. Forgot about that. Totally forgot. Okay, so that's just going to kind of sit on top of those other ones. And then here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this. You could do your liquid glue and your sponge to get this on there if you wanted. But I can set this in like this, or I can line it up onto my star like this. Ooh, that's a tough choice right there. I kind of like that, to be honest. That wasn't really my intention, but I do like it. So pretty. Doesn't that look fancy? Oh, love it. Okay, so there we go. Now, remember the stamp set, here's a card. We're going to use that again. So I'm going to take the congratulations out of here, and I'm going to stamp that on a little strip of crumb cake. And this is the perfect thing to give to somebody who deserves some congratulations. Now, it's even better when you stamp it straight, not gonna lie. But I'll take and punch the end. Or the ends. Gosh, those are uneven too. Goodness, a little more. There we go. So I'm going to kind of jiggle this too to sort of give it a little wrinkle effect. And then I'm just going to put it across here like so, kind of at an angle. But I'm also going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this too, to adhere that to my card. With a little luck, it'll stick in the right spots too. Okay, there we go. Now, there's one more thing I want to add to this. So first of all, I want to take and add some of those stamped stars from the inside of my card over onto the cardstock like this. Ooh, so pretty. And then we also have some of these designer stars. I'm just going to put a few of these on here too. Kind of sprinkle these on. And this is, in my humble opinion, a fabulous card for somebody who's done something awesome. Maybe they're got a new job or something. So anyway, there we go. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love the look of this. So then on the inside, we've got that. And on the outside, we've got that. So a really fun card with this really great bundle. I love this star bundle. I think there's so much you can do with those stars, and you'll be seeing more of that in the future, so don't worry. But this is I think a great non-holiday card with this stamp set, because I think this set goes for much more than just the holidays. All right, my next card is a beautiful card, and I've been anxious to get busy with this bundle. I kind of feel like there's so many wonderful things. I kind of just haven't had time to play with all of the stuff that I've wanted to play with already. So here we are. It's kind of one of those things when the catalog comes out, you can't do everything at the exact same time. So I'm excited to be moving on to this next bundle, and this is the Frosted Foliage bundle. This is so pretty. And what I think really makes this stamp set, of course, is the framelits that go with it. So we've got a frame. Well, actually, the main piece I don't even have in here. So we've got some branchy things, some snowflakes, another branchy thing, a stitched frame, and somewhere, the fancy frame. So this fancy frame has some snowflakes in it, some branchy things. It's really cute. So it's a really wonderful bundle. Now, that's not what really makes this awesome. I mean, it's part of it, of what really makes it awesome. What crazy makes it awesome is this gorgeous, like, just, it's almost too much, this printed paper. So each side on the back has some silver on it, and then on the front it is an actual photograph of kind of a winter something. So look at these, you guys. That's actual flowers, leaves, ice. How beautiful are these? And then do you see the silver on the back side? Oh my God. This is like one of those where I know y'all are going to be like, I just can't cut into it. I can't do it. But you got to. Look at that. Oh, this paper is so beautiful. Okay. So there's all these really cool backside pieces along with the gorgeous front sides. So this card is really simple. But we're going to try, now full disclosure, I haven't tried this yet, but I have it in my mind that's going to be amazing. And if it's not, we'll just grab another piece of cardstock, because that's just how we roll here. So I die cut, there's two snowflakes that come together. I die cut them out of a piece of vellum, and then I covered up the smaller one. So I only have the bigger one showing. And I'm going to take, and actually what I could do to make this work a little better is I could take a quarter sheet. Because somewhere I have a stack of quarter sheets of cardstock. At least I cut a stack of them right before I came on live, and yet I don't see them. Well, that just figures now, doesn't it? What could I have possibly done with them? Oh, here they are. Okay, so I can do this instead of my whole card front. But I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to take my stencil that I created here. And this is where I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. But I'm going to grab a brush. Ooh, I got to grab another one. Hold on. Today has been all about finding stuff that is not at my desk at the moment. Okay, so I've got one of my little makeup brushes. This is one of those brushes you can get online at Amazon or Walmart.com. Just Google makeup brushes, okay? So I'm just picking up some of this ink with my brush, and we're going to brush it on here over the stencil. Oh, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm excited. So I kind of really went to town on that first one, so I'm going to do some lighter ones. Look at this, people. Totally digging it. I did go a little heavy on that first one, but hopefully it'll be okay. But you know what it is I didn't get rid of that extra ink. Now, the reason, in case you're wondering, the reason I used vellum instead of like cardstock is because it's not going to bleed through like regular cardstock does. So, oh, yeah, so excited. All right. Now, I did a little bit on this, but actually I think that's all right. I was thinking I didn't do them on the right corners, but I think this will be okay. Okay, so I die cut this beautiful foliage framey thing, whatever that thing is, out of some pool party cardstock, and I'm going to adhere it, popped up with some dimensionals. I'll put several on there just so that it holds the whole thing up. Like so. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of snowflakes going on in the background. We've got this beautiful card frame thing. Now I also die cut the coordinating stitched piece out of some Whisper White, and we're going to stamp that with the sentiment that's in our stamp set. I will stamp it in some pool party ink. You could do a variety of colors. Actually, you know what? I'm kidding. I don't want to do it in pool party. I mean, I could do it in pool party. It doesn't matter. But I want to do it in Highland Heather. And the reason is because I'm going to cut a little strip of cardstock to put inside my card, and then it'll coordinate with this. Okay. You want to know how to cut it for maximum effect on a regular sized card. Well, I got news for you. There's not a really good way to do that, Joy. 6x6 is kind of a bummer because it doesn't cut very well. You can do 3x3 squares, and that's obviously you're going to use up every bit of it. Or you could do 2-inch strips, and then you'll get 3 out of a piece. But honestly, it's not the easiest to get that size to work evenly. But it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to take and tuck in here a couple of these little sprigs. I'm trying to remember how I had them. So I die cut these 2 pieces. Let's see. I die cut these 2 pieces, and I'm just going to tuck them in here. Oh, that's right. This piece isn't the full quarter. Like so. And they just add to this a little bit. And you don't have to add these pieces. I think they're kind of pretty. You could also, you know what would be really pretty with this, and I just thought of this right now, is some of our Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper, or I think it's actually called Sparkle Glimmer paper now, but it's, it's just like Dazzling Diamonds. That would be really pretty with these as well. And this one bent on me, so it's not going to do what I want it to do. Pooh. Okay. Well, there we go. So there's that. Then, oops, sorry. Then what I'm going to do is adhere this to my card. But first, I'm actually going to take and rub the edges of my card stock with my white ink pad. Okay. All right, and actually I want to get this to crease just a little better. Okay. So there we go. But wait, there's more. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put some liquid glue down in a few spots on here, like on the tips of these little dotty things. Like I said, or in the center of that snowflake, and little dots, and just putting a little teeny dab of liquid glue. Okay, and then are you emotionally prepared for what we're about to do? It could be too much. I'm just warning you. I want you to be fully aware of what could be happening here. And let me move this out of the way. Okay, now I want a fresh sheet of white paper here. I'm going to take this piece on here, and then we have this new ice Stampin' Glitter. Oh. We're going to put that on. Why does this keep sticking? All right, so we're going to sprinkle that on. And it just adds the most gorgeous sparkle to everything. Okay, now it takes a little while to dry, but it's pretty awesome. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Now the glue will dry clear so that it won't look white anymore. It'll just be sparkly. Okay, now once you've dumped half your bottle out, then you put it all right back in like so. Such a deal. Oh, I love this. So this ice Stampin' Glitter is a little chunkier than regular glitter. Actually, it's a lot chunkier than regular glitter. So beautiful. So I love that. Okay, now we're not quite done yet. What we're going to do to finish this card off is I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I just cut a little sliver of this ribbon. We could do either side, to be honest, but I wanted to kind of pull that purple color in, which is why I stamped it in Highland Heather, the sentiment that is. Okay, so I've just adhered that to my 4x5 1/4 inch panel that I'm going to adhere to the inside of my card. All right, that is beautiful, isn't it? So gorgeous. So it's so much fun. If you haven't tried the glitter, definitely get some. Give it a shot. See how you like it. Let me pull in my cards from today. So I've got this sending you a little Yuletide cheer. Congratulations. Oh, all of our cards used crumb cake. I was wrong. We've got a Hey There Pumpkin. And then our first two cards were the leaf and the painted harvest. Yeah, stamp set. So now I've got some awesome things to share with you real quick. So let me find my Sharpie. First of all, don't forget to share. Tell me what card was your favorite. Share the video. You can do that on YouTube or Facebook. You'll be entered in a drawing for free stamps And if you were one of our winners from today, make sure you email me to claim your prize. I've also got lots of classes coming up. I've got the September Facebook class starts up for the month tomorrow. So there's still time to get registered for that. That's going to be tomorrow, Tuesday, is the first session. And we do 3 per month. So that's the first one. I've also got the Creativity to Go kit, which is the Harvest Hellos, the apple and pumpkin set. And if you're on the fence about this, I promise when you see my cards, you will be just excited. That's coming up. Also, my Gather Together online class. That's the leaf set that we did at the very first card. That online class is going to be amazing. There's 8 cards and a boxed set of 4 cards. 4 cards in a box. So that's an additional. So there's 12 cards total plus a box. So that's a really, really great card class. This would be an amazing gift. The box set would be an amazing gift to give to the hostess for your Thanksgiving celebration. So, and that comes with an online version or a pre-cut cardstock version. Then the last one that I have is my, 2 more things. Sorry. I've got the 2019 holiday catalog kickoff. I still have one more live left. Okay, so there's still a live. I haven't set the date yet. That kind of got messed up because of my Facebook jail situation last few weeks. But this is going to be coming up soon, and there's more prizes to get to be given away. So I'll put, the link is not up there now, but I will put it in real shortly for you. And then finally, I have got the holiday catalog card class. And this class is going to have a variety of cards, half Christmas, half not Christmas, about. And there's 16 cards. And in those cards, there's going to be a great variety of them. They're actually going to be ones that we're creating for my team meeting this month. So if you're on my team, you can get this class at a discount. But this class is going to be amazing. It's a lot of really great cards. Now, none of the stamp sets you have to complete the cards, but we're going to use the Twal Tidings, the Perfectly Plaid bundle. We're going to use the Spooktacular, what is that called? Spooktacular, I want to say Christmas, but that is so not what it is. You know, the Halloween set. Monster Bash is actually, I can't remember what the Spooktacular Bash, sorry. The Monster Bash is, I think, the printed paper. Now, if you don't want to do those cards as Halloween, you can actually make them not Halloween cards, which is really cool. And then finally, the last is there's 4 cards that just use kind of a variety of sets. So really, you can substitute just about anything and make them work just fine. So that's a really great class that I've got going on. So lots of stuff this month. Sign up and get in on the fun with us. We'd love to have you. If you are already involved, thank you so much. I really appreciate your business. I love being able to share my passion for stamping with you. So thank you. And I have one more thing. Ordering special. Okay, if you place an order with me of $75 or more, and this is not on people who use the host code for my holiday kickoff special, because you got your own special deals for that, which actually are more than this one. But if you place a $75 or more order, you're going to get some of those brightly gleaming foil accents for free. Those copper accents. If I can find them. Yeah, these that we used on the star card. So you get those for free. So make sure you check that out. That is good through the end of this month. Okay. So thank you guys so much for stamping with me today. I'll be back here next week. Have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.